Thank you for joining me here today on our day 2 of solving trig functions. This is your host. This is Kermit the Frog, you know. Hey, is that you, Miss Piggy? Hey guys, thanks for watching. Okay, so let's see here. So this chart is going to be on the quiz, so we need to know how to fill it out. So can you remember? Do you have memory of it? So try to fill this chart out by yourself, or look up here for help during the video. Ready, go. You can pause me if you want, or do a little bit and then pause me. Just see how much you can remember of all these things. First, I do want to tell you that cosecant and secant and cotangent, we're not going to have to use those necessarily on the quiz. But it's good to show you that cosecant is just 1 over sine, and secant is 1 over cosine. And so for next year, you'll be able to be working with those. But for this year, I think on your form there, we crossed them off. You can use a different color and different design to cross it off. We're just going to focus on radians, points, sine, cosine, tangent. And then we'll do day 2 of our solving trig functions. Cool. Okay, so first of all, what's our radians at 0 degrees? And also 30 and 45 and 60 and 90, 180, 270. Can you remember? So at 0 degrees, you're right, we just have 0 radians. At 30 degrees now, how much is that in radians? Well, you times by pi, divide by 180. That's right. And 30 divided by 180 reduces to 60. 60, just 6. Oh yeah, 1/6. So 30 degrees is pi over 6. 45 is pi over 4. And then 1 pi over 6, 2 pi over 6 for 60 degrees. Remember that? Which reduces to pi over 3. Good. And you can also use the unit circle to help you. So if you have a unit circle there, mine's kind of messy, but you can use that. So 30 degrees is pi over 6. 45 degrees is, wow. So 45 degrees is pi over 4. Awesome. Let's make sure we got blue going and blue going. None of this weird stuff. Cool. Okay, so 45 degrees going there is pi over 4 radians. And then 60 degrees is pi over 3. 90 degrees is pi over 2, or half a pi. 180 is pi. 3 pi over 2. Cool. So let's go and finish our chart there. So then 90 degrees, do you remember what it was? Good. So pi over 2. And then 180 was just pi radians. And then 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2 for 270. Cool, there's our radians done. Now, when we say point, we're talking about the coordinate point, right? Oh, is this still recording? I feel like something shut off. No, we're good. Okay. Thanks. You're welcome. Anytime. Stop talking to yourself, Diebold. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have our coordinates going on there. So at 0 degrees, 0 radians, what is the coordinate? So you can look at your unit circle to find it. It's over 1, up 0. Cool. Then you remember 90 degrees? Over 0, up 1? Good. 180 was negative 1, up 0, and then 270 was over 0, down 1. So you're going to have to, so some of these will be, or a lot of these will be filled out on the quiz that we're going to have coming up soon. Word problems next on the quiz. So then, awesome. So we're going to have to fill in this chart, and we'll give you a partially filled out, and then you have to fill out the rest. So that's why we're practicing right now. So thanks for practicing with me. Okay, so then what's the coordinate point at pi over 6, or 30 degrees? So that's going to be over to the right, radical 3 over 2, and then up a half. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes. What? They can sing, they can dance. This is France. What's what? So 60 degrees, pi over 6, sorry, or 30 degrees. Yep, there it is. So it's radical 3 over 2, and then a half is what that coordinate is there. Cool. Okay, so still filling on our chart there. Okay, so then what's that at pi over 4? Well, that's our favorite, right? 45, 45, 90 gives us our coordinate for the unit circle is radical 2 over 2, radical 2 over 2. Then flip it around for 60 degrees, it's a half, and then radical 3 over 2. Cool. So now all we're going to do is use those coordinate points to get our answers for sine and cosine. So what is sine of 0 degrees? Right. So sine There we go. Oh, nope. Green, 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 green. Okay, so sine of 0 degrees or 0 radians. So sine of that, do you remember how it goes? Remember, so it goes alphabetically C then S, so cosine then sine. Cool. So then sine of 0 degrees is just this guy right here, so 0. And then sine of 30 degrees, remember, is a half. And we're just following this y values the way it's down, remember? So then sine of 45 degrees, remember, is just radical 2 over 2. And then radical 3 over 2 for sine of 60 degrees. Sine of 90 degrees, just 1, 0, negative 1. How easy is that? And then cosine's the other side. 1, radical 3 over 2. Radical 2 over 2. Cosine of 45 degrees is radical 2 over 2. And then cosine of 60 degrees is a half because of this guy right here, remember? And then 0, negative 1, 0. Cool, so that was pretty easy. Now, ooh, quiz time. Do you remember what's tangent? Can you remember what tangent is? Shout it out if you know it. 3, 2, 1, shout it out. Tangent is? That's right, sine over cosine. Okay, so tangent is sine over cosine. So now in each one of these, oh, this would have been handy for day 1. No, it's good for you to use unit circle. And now you can use this chart to help you a little bit better there on solving trig functions. So then tangent of 0 degrees is going to be sine over cosine. So basically that, 0 over 1. And so 0 over 1 is just 0. And then the next one is the tricky one. Whoa, come back to that one. So 1/2 over radical 3 over 2. Come back to that one. Oh, the next one is just radical 2 over radical 2. Radical 2 over 2 over radical 2 over 2. Anything divided by itself is just 1. Good. Then the next one is radical 3 over 2, all divided by 1/2. Again, we're just doing sine over cosine. Now our 2's are going to cancel, leaving us just with radical 3 over 1, which is just radical 3. Nice. Okay, so then we got the next one. Uh-oh, does anybody know? What's 1 over 0, or even negative 1 over 0? What? Yeah, so I think on the quiz it looks like this symbol. What is that? Yeah, so that means undefined, right? Or does not exist. DN does not exist. Because you cannot do 1 divided by 0. Here, take this one pencil and divide it among 0 of you. That doesn't even make sense. So that's undefined. Awesome. But if we take nothing and divide it among any of you, negative 1 of you, that's just going to be 0. Cool. And then down here is also undefined. Okay, so our last one was the tough one on that homework assignment. So what about when you have 1/2 divided by a radical 3 over 2? Well, again, the 2's will cancel because you'll times by 2 over 1 times 2 over 1. You'll be left with 1 over radical 3. And then you can't have radical on the bottom. Do you remember what you do? Say it if you know it. 3, 2, 1, everybody say it. You. That's it. So we're going to go to times by itself. Radical 3 over radical 3. Remember? Times it to the top and the bottom. And so when you do that, you get radical 3 in the top divided by, because 1 times radical 3 is radical 3. And then the bottom, 3 times 3 is 9, but it's still the square root of 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. And there you have it. There's our chart all filled out. And now we're going to use it in the now we're going to use it on the classwork assignments. Awesome. And so now we'll use it on the classwork assignment, which is over here. Boom. Okay, so this is the assignment here. Let me make sure our video is not too crazy long. No, we're doing good, 9 minutes. Okay, so then hopefully this has been handed out to you. If not, thanks for helping me. Go ahead and hand it out right now. Or you already have it? Good. You're just watching this to make sure I know how to do it. Okay, so this is our Math 3 8.1b Solving Trig Functions worksheet. And so this diagram, all students take calculus. So this is showing where all of them are positive, only sine is positive here, tangent is positive here, and cosine is positive here. So that's important to know. And so for example, let's walk you through it. So they took 2 sine theta plus 1. They went ahead and minus 1 to the other side. And then to get that 2 to the other side, they divided by 2. And so that's how they got -1/2. So that's the same thing that's going to happen down here with number 1. And over here is going to be 0, just divide by 2. So you get 0. Cool. So helping you out there. Okay, then they want you to look at the quadrants and decide where that is. So basically this negative symbol means negative. So where, for a half, where is sign, right? Where is sign negative? And so sign is negative on the 3rd and 4th quadrants, right? Because it's positive here and here, but it's negative. Sign is negative. Remember the coordinates? So sign is negative here and here. So we write 3rd and 4th quadrants. Cosine, on the other hand, where is cosine negative? So cosine is negative over on this side, right? So cosine is negative up here and down there. That's where cosine is negative. That's the 2nd. Ooh, here's your answer. So that's the 2nd and 3rd quadrant. Cool. Okay, last but not least, they actually want you to find the answers and do a little diagram, a little graph showing you where those are. The x-axis and a y-axis. So again, we're asking we -1 to both sides, and then we divide it by 2. So where is cosine of theta? Where is it equal to -1/2? Okay, well, it's going to be in the 2nd and 3rd quadrant, so that helps us. So then what degrees are those? So then we go to our unit circle. There we go. And we're looking where cosine is negative, but specifically -1/2. And so that's going to be right here. So 120 degrees. As well as, there it is, cosine down here in the 1st position. And that's a -1/2. There we go. And so that's going to be at 240 degrees. So 120 and 240. So then we go over here and we fill that in. Here we go. So at 120 and 240 is our answers there. Awesome. And then we go ahead and do a little graph with those. So 120 degrees is going to be right here. And then 240 is going to go a little bit further there. Oops, I already messed up. So that's not 120. I just drew 180, Newbold. Sorry. So 120. Sorry, come on. It's after school. I'm tired. So 120 is actually right about there, right? 120 degrees is this arrow. And then if we go all the way to about there, a little bit further, so that's 240 down here. And the 3rd quadrant. So there's your answer for number 1 and the example. Cool. So maybe we'll do a harder one on the back side. Awesome. So remember number 5. This is similar just on the homework. So where's tangent equal radical 3/3? Well, wouldn't our chart be handy now? Yeah. So let's go ahead and use the chart. So first of all, they already solved it for you for number 5. Principal value, answer in exact form. What is tangent equal? Radical 3/3. So there's that for number 5. Then where is tangent a positive radical 3/3? Well, all students take calculus. So tangent is positive right here in the 3rd quadrant. And it's also, all of them are positive in the 1st quadrant. So we would say 1st and 3rd. Is it making sense? Hope it's starting to make sense. You picking it up? So 1st and 3rd quadrant. Awesome. And then where is radical 3/3? Well, if we use our chart this time that we handy dandy made, let's look where tangent is. So here's tangent. And so we're looking for where it's, there it is, radical 3/3. So it's radical 3/3. Excellent. So it's radical 3/3 in the 30-degree area, as well as the pi/6 area. And where it's radical 3/2, comma 1/2. So let's take a look at where that is on the unit circle. So radical 3/2, comma 1/2, which is at the 30 degrees. So radical 3/2, comma 1/2, because the half goes on top. That makes sense. So then at the 30 degrees there is where it is, or pi/6. And there it is. Radical 3/2 is 1/2. So our answer is 30 degrees. Cool. So where does tangent of theta equal radical 3/3? Well, according to our chart that we made and worked hard on, you have to do 1/2 all over radical 3/2. The 2's cancel. Have to rationalize denominator. Radical 3/2 radical 9, which becomes radical 3 over 3. So it's at 30 degrees. And then if we go ahead and go along there, do. It's a snake, see? What the? And we follow it along there, hopefully maybe, because tangent is also positive down here, because negative divided by negative is a positive. Then we also have the same thing here, which is going to be the 210 degrees. Cool, so we got 30, and we have 210 degrees. Awesome, there we go. So we'll go and write that down to help you also. Number 5. That was kind of loud. Loud. So 30 degrees, and was it 210 degrees? I think, no, yes, no. Double check. It's always good to double check. Okay, so it was at, it was at, wait a second. So, yep, it was at 210 Newbold. 210 and 30 degrees. There we go. 210, 30 degrees. Cool. So then we can go in and graph that, and we'll say this is our whoop. So here's our 30 degrees there. 30 degrees there. And then down here is all the way to here is our 210 degrees. Nice. Okay, there's our 2 answers. Beautiful. Let's do a tough one now. Let's go to the back side. And number 9 was requested in second period. Also, Spencer, name drop. Thanks for staying after the other day, finishing your test. You're the best. Come see me if you're missing a test, you guys. Get her done. End the quarter soon. Maybe. Depends on when I'm doing this assignment. Hopefully. Same as last year. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, so number 9, we'll do a video there. First of all, number 9 on your worksheet, if it's not already there, there's a mistake. So it's supposed to be an equal sign. Sorry about that. There's number 9. There's our equal sign. And then we want to get the tangent on one side and all the other numbers to the other side, right? So we want to get tangent by itself. So let's go ahead and add that one to the other side. Add that one to the other side. Good. So now the ones go away. Oh, they go away? Cool. So then we're left with radical 3 is equal to negative tangent. We, of course, don't want tangent to be negative, but we can help it. So let's go ahead and divide by a negative 1. That's going to get rid of the negative on this side. But if you do it on that side, you have to do it on this side. So tangent is equal to negative radical 3. Awesome, which might be the same as number 10, maybe. Looking familiar, maybe not. Awesome, we did a little bit of work there. Don't know how good that is, if we should trust that or not. But we'll carry on with number 9. Okay, so then it asks us the quadrants. So where is tangent negative? Okay, well, I know that tangent is positive here and here. That means the tangent is negative here and here. Cool. So that's the second and the fourth quadrant. Awesome. Now, where is tangent radical 3 or negative radical 3? Well, first let's just look at the chart and do positive radical 3. So then our chart tells us positive radical 3 is right here. And so that is at the 60 degrees and pi over 3. So let's take a look then where tangent is 60 degrees and pi over 3. Cool. So here's 60 degrees, pi over 3. Ah, here it is. It's where we have radical 3 over 2 on top because it's sine. And then on the divided by a half, and that just becomes radical 3. So 60 degrees is our answer. And then, let's see here. Oh, no, but we want negative, though, Newbold, negative. Okay, well, where do we have a negative radical 3 over 2 and a half? To keep it negative, only one of them needs to be that. So right over here, right? Transition across to the second quadrant. And so here is radical 3 over 2 divided by negative a half, sine over cosine. So that's at the 120 degrees. And then maybe it follows along, maybe not. Down here, let's double check. It does. Negative radical 3 over 2, comma, half. And again, if you're not sure, we'll go and show that to you just to verify. So negative radical 3 over 2 divided by a half. The 2's cancel because basically you're timesing it by 2 over 1 times 2 over 1. So the 2's cancel, so do the 1's. Yep, you're just left with negative radical 3, which is tangent. And so that's where tangent, so tangent of 30 degrees is going to equal that negative radical 3. Cool. So then we'll jump back here to our assignment. So do you remember it again? It's 300 degrees and up here at 120. So let's write that down. So 300 degrees. Awesome. So 300 degrees. There we go. So 120 and 300 degrees. Awesome, you got this. Okay, so then we graph that, and here is again 120 degrees. And then 300 is all the way around there. So 300 degrees is right down here. And that again is where tangent equals negative radical 3, or inverse tangent to the other side, theta equals 120 and 300 degrees. Cool. So thanks for watching. Get the rest of those problems done. You got about 7 or 6 left. And then also watch my other videos of solving trig, because that other assignment, both of them. No, Newell, no. Yes! So both of these assignments are going to be due next time. So make sure you get them both done for next time. Thanks for watching. Get her done. Thanks for watching. Both due next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye for now, Kirby.
Bye, Miss Piggy. What the? Hey, look, it's Mickey.
Mickey, hi, I'm Mickey.
No, that was terrible. That was terrible. Okay, I'll keep practicing. Donald Duck! Where? Over there? No, is that really him? What's Donald? See you, Donald. Bye for now.